Welcome to Ted's Outdoors HoodCraft Survival. Today I'm going to do a video. It's kind of like a video response to Zed Outdoors. Put his name right here for you guys. He wanted people to get out and do like a bushcraft breakfast type of thing, and so that's what I'm going to be doing today. Now, I'm going to try and put a little bit of spin on it. I'm going to try and gather everything that is wild, everything that is a wild edible. And I don't have any food on me today. I'll see what I can find. I know that salmon berries, some of you guys might know what those are. They are not quite in season yet, but I have found a couple. And so I'm going to go across the river here and try and find some, because I know that's where I found like 2 of them so far across this creek right here, or this river. So I'm going to try and find a couple more. I know that there's clovers, cleavers, dandelions, and all sorts of stuff like that in this forest. And so if I can't find any of those, I'll go look for those. But I really hope I can find some. So I'll take you guys across the river with me, and we'll see what we can find. Hopefully we find some berries. Yeah, so stick with me, and we'll get started. Okay, so I found my first one, which was not very difficult at all. Let me not try and break my neck here. There's a salmon berry. That is one. Find another one. About right there. That's one. There's a couple more back there, but I can see that a lot of them have been eaten by birds and things. Squirrels might have them. Oh, there's one. But you can see right there, it's not in focus, but there's a bunch of places where berries were, and they've been eaten. And I don't know, I didn't eat those, but somebody else might have, a person. Or a couple animals, But there's a couple. They're not quite ripe, I can tell you that. But they'll be fine. That's the best I can hope for. They're being fed by this really cool little creek right here. Just a real tiny stream. But it trickles down. It's kind of cool. So these bushes are being fed. I'm going to climb right through that, even though there are stickers on this bush. Might be a little bit painful, but I'll see what I can get. So in my Bushcraft kit here, if I can find it, I thought I put it in here, yeah. I have this, what I call a gather bag. So I use this for gathering tinder, small sources of wood, and wild edibles. So it's a mesh bag, got a pull string on it, just something I keep in my kit. Just for, gathering stuff. It's really helpful to have. I like to keep these zippers up top. So I just keep that with my canteen on there. And so that's where I'll be gathering berries in, and then I'll take you guys back once I have this fairly full, or not fairly full at all actually. When I gather a couple more in here, I'll get you guys back and show you guys what I got. But climbing through there is not going to be fun. I don't want to use a machete of any sort, because I don't want to cut any of the bushes. I want to leave them there to grow so other people can have plenty of berries for themselves. I will have plenty of berries this summer. I don't want to cut any bushes or try and step on any of them, break them if I can. I don't want to do any of that, harm any of them. Just so that, more berries can grow later on. Yeah, okay. As you can see here, I'm surrounded by these bushes. And there's all sorts, a lot of blackberry vines. But they're mostly salmonberry. And I found only 2 berries so far. And, I've seen tons of little stems from them that it shows that berries were eaten. But I haven't seen more than just the 2 berries. Or I've seen more, but I couldn't gather them. I couldn't reach them. But I've seen a lot that have already been eaten. So I don't know if it was people or animals that were eating them. But I don't know. I have blackberry leaves here, so you can make tea out of that. So Bushcraft tea. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that today, but I think I see a berry about 15 yards that way, but that's not worth it at all. Anyway, so I'll keep looking. I'm going to keep going this way, see if I can find more berries back there. If not, you know, the 2 I got will be plenty for me. There's a lot more on these bushes that are growing, but they're not at all ripe yet, and I don't want to eat those. I'll let those grow out. My 3rd berry here. And you can see right here, this bush is a good bush to have around you because it is huckleberry. Huckleberry is a great berry. Whoops, tripod's falling over. It's a great berry. Small red one. And it's just really good. They grow abundantly around here. We have lots of them all over the place. And I can't wait till they come into season, because those are very good wild edible. Looky there, one more. I have a pretty good bunch now. I haven't looked for that long, maybe 15 minutes now, maybe more. But yeah, I'm satisfied with the load I have. So I'm going to go look for some more wild edibles other than berries, or salmon berries at least. Now, real quick, this is a little bit off subject, but you guys will probably find it interesting. Now, in a previous video, I mentioned this plant right here. This was several months ago, or quite a while ago. And I mentioned this plant right here, calling it snake grass. Snake grass. Now, that is a nickname for this plant, and the real name for it is horsetail. I'll grab a couple shoots for you guys to show them up close. That's a good one. Now, you can see right here that this does kind of look like a horsetail, but also looks kind of like a snake. That's where it gets its nickname, snake grass. Now, this is in the fertile stage, I think, and then this is the infertile. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on that, but I think this fuzzy one is infertile, and this one's fertile. Now, I've heard you can make a tea out of this. I will not be doing that on this video because I have to do a little bit more research, but I am positively identifying this as horsetail, but of course never take my word on it. Do your own research. Don't try any wild edible that you see on here right after seeing it on here. Go do your own research, talk to people you know, things like that. Actually, a little bit of water in here. Oh, cool. So there's some water in here that if I needed water, I could probably drink that. Huh. Not much though. Nothing to write home about. Anyway, so I can make a tea out of this later. I will be doing a new video this summer when more plants come out, because it's only springtime now, it's only May. I'll do a new video called Bushcraft Tea, and I'm obviously going to do more research on horsetail, and that will probably be in that video, I'm not sure yet. I'll do some more things like that. But anyway, let's carry on. This is the first dandelion I found. Yeah. Drop that in there for later. So, all around me here I have some cleavers. Now, cleavers are a very abundant plant around in my area. And a lot of you might know them as sticky weed, a common name for them. That's what I used to call them for the longest time. But their real name is cleavers, okay? Nicknames are fine too, though. There's salmonberry bush over there, but there's no berries on it. Anyway, you guys might know them as sticky weed because they do this. They stick right on you. And me and my friends used to, grab this stuff before we knew anything about it. And when we'd walk through the forest, we would try and pick some up and put it on the other person without them knowing about it, like put it on their head without them knowing, or put it on their back or their pant leg or something like that. And when we'd get home, we'd say, hey, you got cleavers on your back. So that's something we used to do as, for fun. But cleavers are wild edible, and they do give you energy. You can dry out the seeds when they go to seed and use it as a coffee substitute. Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to grab some good looking cleavers around here, and I just chew on them for a bit and then spit them out just to give me some energy. You know, they're good for you and all sorts of stuff like that. So I'm just going to grab some around here. I'll be grabbing some from right here, and I'm going to wash all this stuff, you know, clean it. Okay, so I got some cleavers right here. I'm just going to grab the best looking cleavers I can find. I don't want the roots, I don't think. I'm just going to take the stems. That's a big one. And I'll just be putting this in my little gather bag. There's some cleavers right there. Now, these look very close to another plant. Very similar to another plant, so you got to be very careful. You guys should always take a class on wild edibles if you can. Never, ever, ever take my word for it on wild edibles or anything like that. Ever. Please do your own research. I'm going to drop this right in my bag. Now I'm going to go get some clovers. Oh. It's been a good day so far. Now, I have to say that it is not breakfast time, and I have already had my breakfast. That is because I couldn't get down here in the early morning just because things I had to do today. And so I came out here. This will be my Bushcraft lunch, kind of. But the same concept still applies. And there are many things I could have used for tea. I could have used cleavers. I could use dandelions for tea. And I could have used pine needles. Those would have been good for tea. Blackberry leaves from a blackberry vine. There's a lot of blackberry vines around here, but the berries are not in season yet. I could have used all of that to make a tea, but I don't really want to make a fire right now to make a tea. And so, yeah, I'm sorry about that. But I will make a whole entire separate video on Bushcraft tea, and that will be this summer probably, later on in life. I'll make a whole entire video devoted to that. Now, it is a very good practice to rinse off all your wild edibles that you gather. So I'm just going to put all of them in this cup that's hopefully pretty clean. And I'm just going to pour some, or I'll put the edibles in first, I guess. So I'm just going to tell you guys again what we have. Right here we have clovers. Now you guys just saw me gathering these. I just got a scene of me gathering them. These are clovers. And they are a very good wild edible. Tastes very good, kind of like an apple, like a green apple. One of my favorites. And they are incredibly abundant around here. Now, I'm not going to eat anything that is not abundant because I don't want to take from the land what will not grow back or what will be difficult for the land to grow back. And so anything that is not abundant, I will not take. I'll just leave it. And then later on in the years, it might grow more and get more abundant and all that. And so, then I can gather it, you know, in later years, but not right now, if it's not abundant. But everything I gathered today, there's plenty of. I don't have to worry about that. And so I'll give you guys some close-ups on here. These edibles laid out. Yeah. Now, we do have one dandelion. There was plenty more, but I think one will be fine. These do not taste very good. I thought that I'd add that in there because they are edible. Now, over the course of the time I spent out here, we did gather quite a few salmon berries. We got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 11, and I left some for other people, and there are plenty that will be ripe soon that other people can gather. Not that a lot of people come around here. Yeah. So cleavers, also known as sticky weed. We have 1 dandelion, some salmon berries, and clovers, and that'll be my meal today. Not too shabby, actually. Now, if I had my slingshot on me and if I was on land where I could hunt, I'm not on one right now, but there's one near me that I could hunt on, I would, do that, but right now, I'm not going to be able to do that. And so hopefully later on I will be able to do Bushcraft breakfast number 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or something like that, and be able to get some meat on the table with it. That would be very cool. So hopefully in later time. I did go squirrel hunting recently with some friends of mine. I did a backpacking adventure, and you guys will see that video. That will be on my channel. We did end up killing a squirrel. Some of the best meat I've ever had. No joke. Squirrel meat is incredibly good. There's just hardly any of it on the animal, I know some people will be not too happy about that, but, that's life. You buy meat at a store, killing it in the wilderness, I mean, that animal in the wild will have a lot better life than anything that you're going to buy at the store, They'll live a better and more full life out in the wilderness. Anyway, off subject, I'll give you guys some views of here, and then I'll get to eating these, and I'll tell you guys my opinion of them. So here's cleavers, dandelion, salmonberry, and clovers. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm going to put all of my wild edibles in this cup, and then rinse them off. It is very important to rinse all wild edibles that you have, just like you'd clean the meat of an animal before you eat it, after you've killed it in the wild, gone hunting. I'm not going to need nearly this much cleaver. There's some more right here that I think are a little bit better, actually. So let's take a couple tops from right here. I'm going to pour some water in. It's alright if they soak for a little while, not a problem. Make sure they really get in the water. Now I'm just going to take my mesh bag right here, put it over the top, like that, over the top of the cup, and then just pour out the water over here. Just so that they're good and rinsed, Because you don't know if something's peed on them or what, Okay, I'll try the dandelion first because I don't think it's going to be the best. Dandelion. I don't think that's good at all. Not good at all. But it's not bad, Really not that bad. Clovers are very good. But incredibly sour. I'll save the berries for last. Now for the cleavers. I'm just going to add 1 clover to the cleavers. Pull over to the cleavers. And again, I just spit the cleavers out after I've sucked on them for a little while. You know, they will act like a coffee substitute with the seeds. I don't know if just chewing on them will, but you know, you get a lot of water from them too. Now for the salmon berries, the best part. Now salmon berries are certainly not my favorite berries, but in my immediate area, they're the most abundant. You know, blackberries will taste much better. These are not sweet. They're not really sour. They just don't, they're just not sweet, you know? So you can wrap one in a clover to make it a little bit more sour, if you want. It's definitely pretty good. Oh. Those are good. It's just really nice to have a small meal, you know, on things that you gather yourself. But it is a dangerous game if you don't know what you're doing. It is always best to take a class, and like I've said earlier in the video, I'll say it again right now. Do not take what I've said in this video and apply it without doing more research on it, you know. Don't just go out and find a plant that you think looked like what you saw in this video and then eat it, because that can be very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing. And so obviously do more research. I'm saying that if you know about these plants and edibles and things, you know, these are my favorite, you know. And there was in my area. I'm gonna need some water with that. I'm in Oregon, the state in the U.S., Oregon, near Mount Hood. And this forest is just amazing with wild edibles. It's just a great forest to live in, I think. And the few wild edibles I have here are very good, and I really enjoy knowing how to find them and get them and stuff. So that'll probably be the end of this video. Thanks to Zed Outdoors, Zed from Zed Outdoors, from, you know, encouraging people to get out and do this. It's I really appreciate his channel. His channel is just amazing. Zed, I know you're watching this, or if you are watching this, your channel is really, really good. You're a very humble person, very honest person, and I really want you to keep growing your channel because it is incredibly good. So keep it up. You're doing a good job. I've learned a lot from, you know, the people you've met and the videos you've put out. They're very encouraging to me, and I appreciate this giveaway. It is really, really nice of you and generous. Now, I see some berries over here, but I do not recognize them. And I've heard from a friend that they are not edible, but I've never researched them. But if I don't know what they are, I mean, they look appetizing, but if I don't know what they are, I'm not going to even go near them. Blackberries will be in soon. You guys will see a video of me eating blackberries when they come out. Huckleberries, very good. Very, very good. Yeah, so that'll probably be the end of this video. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Your support is incredible. It means a lot to me. I'm very appreciative of it. Yeah, so keep up your support, guys. It's really helpful. Very incredibly so. Anyway, So that'll be the end of this video. I'll talk to you guys all later in the next video, which will be out very soon. Trust me, it will be out soon. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.